It must have been another life, a different set of eyes, because these ones don't know how to look upon the world with the same guts and wilderness that some other versions of us once did. I remember a different pair of girls, stumbling 4 a.m. wine drunk into the Max on 3rd Avenue, falling over each other in the post-gay bar haze, fresh from the stripper poles and the heart-wrenching bass. We only left when the sun came up. Only left when the lights went up, only slept when the sun came up, salacious as the deep reds came blasting over the horizon like a fucking explosion. We laughed like it was the only way we knew how to breathe, besides sobbing. There was dancing and laughter, running and laughter, drinking and laughter, shooting and snorting and dropping, and I remember the way 2 other girls used to fold themselves into each other, cutting the darkness like a deck of cards, shuffling my heart over your spades, your red over my black. We were a horrific permutation, unsuited for the way this cruel, dark queen had forced us to our knees. Those girls had been counting backwards for as long as we had known them. Stepwise, slink from laughter to smiling to hugging to crying, carrying your drunk ass down the alley, shaking my unconscious body from the drug haze. I remember you weeping on the pavement outside the bar in sweatpants. Barely remember the way you propped me up as you left my basement, hoping that I would keep breathing. We could never stay angry. We were too numb for anger, but not numb enough not to love one another. I still remember some other girl's name on the caller ID, sucking the slumber from the corners of my wee hour eyes. I remember a different version of me, borrowing a car to climb under the blanket fort covers, a way to keep our monsters out. Remember slinking some other arm around some other waist. Remember trying to convince her that life was worthwhile, but she wasn't listening anyways. The years paint watercolors over a past that was never a solid, slick acrylic in the first place. Could have sworn I remembered the Cupid's bow of her lips, but honestly, who's to say? The way I remember it feels like the underwater street lamp fishbowl haze that a damaged brain tries to place succinctly in a labeled box, the kind of scribbled asphalt that decorated all the pothole prairie parking lots. My crater chest is still full of holes, packed tight with snow. It makes it easier to drive on over, but I don't know how to hold the spring mill together as it pours through my hands like potash quicksand. I just wanted a better grasp. But maybe I reminded you too much of a bleeding canvas, letting black oil paint spill from your throat. You've been calling it poetry all these years, but really it's more like old blood in your belly, come to make a cruel appearance on your tongue. You clench your teeth, but it still oozes through them, and I know the way the grit sticks in your gums, baby. My art has always imitated yours. I know how much the copper taste makes you want to vomit some escape for your insides into a universe that might be less cruel to them. Take me, or take some other girl, some other black tongue oozing, teeth grit shaking, chafing girl. Take some 10 years ago girl, some 10 years from now girl. Stretch the covers over top of you, slink an arm around her waist and pull her tight. Or don't, because it was never me that you were looking for. You were never looking for the fibrotic scars that eat your lungs away, or the tattoo on the inside of your vein. No, you weren't looking for any of this. You were just looking for quiet.